On May 15th, 2022, I uploaded a video that a lot of you guys watched, so I decided to update it with my new findings. So in my last video, I showed you guys my strategies and tricks I used to attempt to beat all 3 minigames in Poppy Playtime without ever using the green hand, which ended in a failure. If you want to know how many times I had to use the green hand, check out the first link in the description below and it'll send you to the first video I made about this challenge. Our rules for this challenge are pretty simple. I cannot use the green hand, and I cannot load a save file or die, which means that I was pretty confident with completing this challenge when I wrote these rules. This also means that I can easily lose the challenge at any moment, since if I fall down or fail at a minigame, I'll have to restart the entire game. There's a skip near the beginning of the game, known as NAM skip, where you can get to the train before you even start playing the minigames. To perform this, you'll need to play at 30 FPS, crouch walk through this wall, and grab this handlebar. After that, you can jump and spam left click to get launched all the way to the train station, and in some cases even inside the train. I'm not sure why all this happens, and you can't really use it for this challenge since the minigames won't open if you reach the game station early, but it is an important strategy that we'll have to keep in our notes for later. We can reach the train station with our red hand using the strategy I mentioned in last video, where we can block our red hand from getting stolen by putting the blue hand in the way. Now I have to go down musical memory and climb down the dreaded half door once again so we can complete musical memory the normal way. After we're done, we go down these vents and use this ball to climb the wall. After that, we can zoom through this puzzle and open this door to reach the next minigame. Whack-a-wuggy is the same thing as always, just whack these huggy wuggies to push them back into their tubes about 40 times and grab the next part of the train code. And now here's where our route starts to change. Last time I attempted this challenge, I used 3 out of 4 barrels and a candy cat sign to scale these walls and pull these levers. One problem with this strategy was that I was unable to open the final door because you needed the green hand to power up these 2 areas. My solution was to cut my losses and just use the green arm. I did optimize the amount of times you needed to use the green arm by climbing on top of the TV, but it still wasn't enough for me. When I finished creating the video, I kind of felt like I didn't really do much since I didn't even get to the halfway point of the game, but I still uploaded it because I thought that was the most I could have possibly done to optimize this game. But it wasn't. A commenter named Marcus said this in my comment section of my last video. You only need to use the green hand twice because of a berry skip, but it needs to be on 30 FPS like NAM skip. When I first saw this comment, I was really excited to try out this new method. But he said that we only needed to use the green hand twice, which kind of worried me. Does this mean that somebody else did this challenge before me? No, it doesn't. The only video about this topic I found was by Invisible, where he tried the same challenge I did, but he got soft locked right before the second minigame. So I think it's safe to say that Marcus just made an estimated guess. But I was going to make it my mission to use his strategy and one-up him by using the green hand 0 times instead of the 2 times he mentioned. I searched on the Poppy Playtime speedrunning Discord server in hopes that I'll find this berry skip he told me about, and I found something insane. Consistent Method for Berry Skip by Vincent was uploaded just 2 days after I started this challenge again. In this video, Vincent brings a can to the middle of the hallway right before the berry section. He gets on top of the can and jumps through this hole in the wall that I thought was solid. He then jumps up and grabs this handle and starts walking away from it. He falls off the edge and he gains enough speed from clicking a couple times and successfully makes it past the berry section without using the green hand at all. Hey, and look who I found in the comments section. I took quite a few attempts to finally get this right, but I eventually got it down. Yeah! As you noticed, I had the green hand when I did this trick. This is because I died a lot, but I eventually got it without the green hand after a while. This skip opens up a whole new road for this challenge. Last time we were in a tough spot after the berry section, but now we can continue the game pretty much normally. After we pull the lever for statues, we'll need to pull this handle to reveal the next area. The problem with last time was that we needed 2 hands to pull this open, and one of our hands at the time was kind of green. But this time, we have a red hand which allows us to pull the handle without the use of a green hand. We also have another opportunity to use this extra hand to our advantage. To open the door to statues, you need to connect these spots right here, which we're now able to do with the help of our second hand. After getting through statues by climbing over these walls and just kind of waltzing past everything, we can make it to the water feeder. We can scan our Bunzo toy as normal and make it to the wire section. This wiring section gives us a bit of trouble though. since we need the green hand to actually wire these things, but we're kind of lacking in terms of green hands today, aren't we? So we kind of can't do this section of the game even if we were absolutely forced to do it. So our only choice was to somehow skip this entire section of the game. My first thought was to look at the world record run to see if they did anything that would help me. I found that they could just walk through this wall and fly over this section using these propane tanks that have no physics. I tried to see if I could jump into the loading zone of the hide and seek section, but to no avail. I tried to go in through the top, still didn't work. But then I noticed something while I was backtracking. Hey, is that the train? Guys, do you know what this means? We'd already established that we can go through this wall and fly over the hide and seek section. But what if we used the propane tank to fly all the way over to the train? Well, I tried exactly that, and I waited until I was just above the train, and I jumped. And hopefully, I land right on the train. Yep. Yes! Yes! I somehow just made it all the way to the end of Poppy Playtime Chapter 2 without using the green hand at all. Anyways, we can get to the train, but how do we get in? And how do we even see where we can get in? It's completely pitch black in here. Well, the first question requires the green hand, and the second one takes some guesswork. But as long as you have the green hand, you can make it into the train. But without it, what do we do? I can't die, I can't reload the game, and I don't have the green hand to even open the train. I noticed some vents right below the train, and I decided to jump into them since there was nothing else I could have really done. I walked to the right side of the vents, and it was empty. I went to the left part, and it was also empty. I walked all the way back to the right side. Oh, I just saw through the wall. Yes! 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 Oh! And I saw that the storage room had spawned back in. I used this to my advantage and ran all the way back to the door we opened earlier, and it was closed now, but when I opened the door, the train station spawned back in, and now we can see the train clearly. But wait, how is this even possible? The door for musical memory is open, and all 3 minigames are completed. This looks really weird, but then I got the greatest thought come to my mind. What if I made the green hand at the end of the game, and completely ruined the order that you're supposed to play the game in? I did exactly that. I climbed over the dreaded half door once again. I went into this hole to get to the green hand room, and it was closed. So I climbed up this fence instead. I jumped down this hole, then I made the green hand as you normally would. I lowered this ladder down so I could get out of the hole, and then I jumped the fence once again. After that, I climbed over the half-open door a final time and walked towards the train. And I used the green hand one time. That was the only time I was going to use it for this entire run. So is it possible to beat Poppy Playtime without using the green hand? Nope, but we only used it one time. We beat all 3 minigames without using the green hand, and I think it might be possible to beat this entire game without using the green hand at all. If anyone knows how to get inside of the train with all 3 minigames completed, you can send that over to #promote in my Discord server, and I'll pin the link in the comment section of this video. Anyways, the link to my Discord server is in the description below. Hope you enjoyed, and that's all I've got. We still did better than what Marcus thought we could do though, so that's a clear win in my book.
Oh, I went outside of the train. I just fell outside of the train. What did I just do to fall out?